What would have happened if Goku was a hybrid Saiyan? Saiyan, half whatever race you can think of. Now, I decided, why not? Let's make this video. I've already done half Namekian, and I've talked about this on kind of multiple occasions in terms of hybrid Saiyan potential. So I decided, hey, let's hop on and let's talk about what if Goku was a hybrid Saiyan. Now, for starters, it all starts with Bardock. Now, personally, I wouldn't think Bardock would ever cheat on Gine, you know, lovely couple that we know absolutely nothing about. But let's say, you know, something that would totally never happen. What would have happened if Bardock did go out and bred with another race? Now, a couple things could happen. Goku could be extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. We've seen how it affects or potential affects Gohan in terms of him being a hybrid Saiyan. So who's to say that Goku wouldn't have insane potential and be able to grow at rapid rates? I mean, if this was to occur, well, let's just say Goku would absolutely accelerate through Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and maybe even Dragon Ball Super to a large extent. But there's also another version of this. I mean, we know that Saiyans and humans are basically a perfect match. Maybe that's the reason why their potential is so high, or at least Vegeta believes that to be so. And the fact that both a human and a Saiyan are perfect matching in terms of genetics, well, it creates a warrior that is absolutely powerful. But it also makes the warrior not like to fight. So what if Goku becomes a hybrid Saiyan and doesn't like to fight? If he goes to Earth, doesn't like to fight, and has to deal with, well, horrible person after horrible person, aka horrible alien after alien, then he might see himself in a bad position. Yes, of course, Goku would see that he needs to fight. That if he doesn't fight, there's going to be massive consequences. But without Goku's thrill and enjoyment for fighting, well, there's a good chance that Goku isn't the same warrior that we once saw. Yes, Gohan did eventually kind of be on par with Goku and Vegeta, and at times he was far surpassed them. But that Gohan still refused to fight, even after Frieza absolutely obliterated him and Piccolo. He still decided, hey, I don't want to fight, so I'm not going to fight. I don't want to train, so I'm not going to train. Now, does that mean Goku will do the same exact thing? No, not at all. That doesn't mean precisely that he won't do the exact thing, because, well, Goku is the lone warrior that needs to protect everyone, especially when he has a child in Gohan. Maybe he uses that reason a little bit more so that he can fight and fend off people. The reason Gohan refuses to fight or kind of refuses to train is because he knows that Goku and Vegeta are right there. But now comes another question. Does not liking fighting or not wanting to fight, aka not wanting to train, affect the output and growth that a warrior has? Now, there could be a couple ways you can strew this, right? We could go and look at future Gohan. Future Gohan didn't necessarily have to fight, but he was forced into fighting. But you could also say that that future timeline with the androids didn't really put him in a position where he could actually have fruitful training. So in my reality, a Goku that is a hybrid Saiyan, yes, wouldn't necessarily like fighting or just enjoy it so much like his Saiyan version of himself, but he would still feel inclined to not only train, not only fight, but also protect every single person on Earth. That would be the reason why he fights more than anything else. And frankly, I hate to use real world examples, but this is the truth of it. UFC fighters, we have seen love to fight for their families. I mean, we have seen champions, we have seen top contenders talk about how they wanted to quit. They felt like they weren't going to get over that hurdle, but then they had a kid. Now, what would that do to a super powered being that needs to fight to protect the entire planet he lives on? Yeah, I think you could answer that for yourself, but just in case, he would be extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. Because no doubt in my mind, he wouldn't want to fight necessarily, but Kami knows that guy, Goku, that version of Goku, would 100% be fighting. Now, let's talk about what type of hybrid would he be. Now, there could be a couple things we talk about. I mean, I know a while back, I did have a video talking about, well, Goku being part Kai, with the whole non-canon version of Bardock and Supreme Kai of Time. But that is like super outlandish. Now, would it be cool to see Goku be a part Kai? Of course, maybe in the future I'll do a series on that. But a more realistic version would be a more peaceful race, right? We're talking about a race that isn't too aggressive, that isn't too hostile. Because at the end of the day, Bardock probably wouldn't go around, being swayed over by a hostile environment that isn't already stronger than him. Now, with that said, I could see it maybe being half Cerulean, maybe half Tuffle, but that would obviously have to occur in kind of a odd way. And frankly, it could even be half human, or Goku could be even half human, for the whole sake of Bardock already looking for a safe haven for them to go to. Yes, this might seem a little outlandish, but that is kind of the whole point of a what if. You're trying to kind of grasp at straws that aren't necessarily there. But let's say Bardock does go to Earth. He maybe impregnates someone over on Earth, and Goku goes to Earth via just being there already. So being born on Earth. Bardock would see this as a perfect time to just leave the kid there for the safety of that. But of course, being the fighting warrior he is, it's not like he would leave Planet Vegeta. He would have no interest in leaving and trying to flee. But at least now he knows there's a safe haven on Earth just in case something does happen, and maybe they can avoid it later. But as always, Bardock would still be killed. Maybe, just maybe, he would send off Guinea, but in my opinion, their power levels are just too high. It's not like they're super strong, but their power levels are just too high for them to go under the radar. They're not a little baby. Same thing with Raditz. He's not a little baby. So their power levels would definitely spike something on a scouter, on a transmitter, on anything. So it would kind of not allow them to head off. Now, Goku, from there on out, if it was decided that he was half Earthling and he stayed on Earth, would breeze through everything, like I said before. He would become the perfect warrior. A warrior with a kind heart, and also a warrior that knows when to rest and wait and be patient. When to love, to nurture, but also to protect and fight. A Hybrid Saiyan Goku would not only be far stronger than our normal Goku, but it would also have even better morals. He might not even have to hit his head. Actually, I can probably say it for a fact that he wouldn't have to hit his head. But he would probably still maintain the memories of some sort of growing or upbringing. Maybe he's seen Bardock once in a while. But in my opinion, it would kind of be like he was birthed on that planet, and to his knowledge, that is all he knew. All he knew was Earth. Yes, maybe his mother, or whoever his mother would be, would tell him later on, hey, this is who your father was, it was an alien, so on and so forth. Kind of similar to the whole Guardians of the Galaxy with Star-Lord, or at least very similar to that. But now, let's talk about if he was a half Saiyan, half Tuffle. Now, this is something that might or may not be done in the future, but half Tuffle is an interesting one. Because, for one, you would have to just assume that they're not super compatible. I mean, in terms of a Saiyan and a human, they're very compatible. But let's just say for argument's sake, that they are compatible. If Saiyan and Tuffle are compatible, you might make a better warrior than anyone you could possibly think of. Because a Saiyan and a Tuffle, well, you're adding hyper intelligence or very, very intelligent species to a species that is all about fighting. That would make an insane version of Goku, a Goku that is not only in depth in technology, but also just in depth in his smarts, and it would make for even crazier battle strategies that Goku could come up with. And on top of that, this version of Goku, or maybe even every Hybrid Saiyan version of Goku, would have nothing against going 2 versus 1, 3 versus 1, more or less. Let me put it in funny terms. He would have no issue with absolutely jumping people. Our Goku, the Saiyan Goku, kind of has a major issue unless it's really needed. This version of Goku believes that, well, let's get the fight done as soon as possible. All he cares about is protecting Earth. So at the end of the day, like I said in the very beginning, a Hybrid Saiyan version of Goku would breeze through Dragon Ball, breeze through Dragon Ball Z, and arguably even have a very easy time in Dragon Ball Super, making probably even more allies across the universe just by his protective and just amazing nature. You're talking about hope of the universe, the savior, the one that calls out to all who are crying for peace. Yeah, this version of Goku is even greater of a savior. A hybrid version of Goku doesn't matter if it's, well, a human or a Tuffle. This version of Goku would be a savior even beyond the one that he was as a full Saiyan. Now, with that said, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below what you think would have happened if Goku was a Hybrid Saiyan. Now, I know it's a little outlandish, but I'd love to see what you guys have in the comment section below. And also, hey, if you're watching the video and you want to see me do a video like, well, what if Goku was half Tuffle? What if Goku was half whatever? Leave all of them in the comment section below. I might pick one of them in terms of making a series, but I kind of wanted to make this video specifically just so I can encompass kind of what I believe would happen if he was a Hybrid Saiyan. But like I said, maybe, just maybe, I'll pick one of those in the comment section below and we'll make it like a series or a one-shot. I haven't decided quite yet. But with all that said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.